Coming up on this episode of Coordinated.
You know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Always good to be on positive terms with the team that has the key to every room in the building.
For sure. Greetings, AP coordinators, and welcome to Season 6 of Coordinated.
Thanks for joining us as we get ready for this year's AP exam administration.
Our goal? Help AP coordinators create the optimal testing experience for AP students.
And that means we have a lot to cover.
Derek Cometa, former AP coordinator, now director, AP coordinator experience for the AP program.
And I'm Rachel McBride, AP coordinator and school counselor at Mayfield High School. Welcome to the podcast for AP coordinators.
Welcome to Coordinated.
Hey everyone, Marcy Ewing here, counselor and AP coordinator. Happy to share an all-new opportunity with everyone. It's called Chat with a Coordinator. Here's what you can do. Schedule a video chat with an experienced AP coordinator over Zoom. This all-new series of real-time support is created specifically for AP coordinators. Review checklists, benefit from shared best practices, and design optimal testing experiences for your AP students. So, chat with the coordinator and feel confident about the 2022 AP exam administration. Limited time slots are available. We'll put a link in the show notes. Register now, and I just might see you there.
Season 6, Episode 13, The Exam Room.
Hello, Rachel. Guess what? I'm excited about our conversation. There are days when I miss talking with students. I miss that energy of working at a school. And today's conversation definitely takes me back.
Well, hey, Derek, if there were ever any doubt about your passion for being an AP coordinator, I think it's just been proven wrong. Only you would be excited about talking about exam rooms, Derek. Only you.
Hey, I don't think it's only me. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. In fact, there's so much to talk about that we're going to have an even longer discussion in our upcoming Power Hour Live sessions starting April 4. Power Hour Live is an hour-long Zoom session that shares important information and is hosted by experienced AP coordinators. Plus, Power Hour Live offers the opportunity for AP coordinators to engage with their peers in breakout rooms. The sessions are very popular, and this final opportunity for the spring is sure to be in high demand. Again, it starts April 4.
And we'll put a link to the registration in the show notes, or you can visit collegeborg.org/AP coordinator training. We hope to see you there. Okay, Derek, back to our conversation on exam rooms. What did you want to talk about?
Let's start with the exam room itself. By that, I mean, what are we looking for when selecting an exam room? Well, please choose exam rooms carefully. The goal is to provide the best possible conditions for student performance and exam security. That includes things like large, smooth writing surfaces, adequate lighting, and good ventilation. And of course, the right amount of space between students. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Rachel, what rooms do you choose to test in at your school?
Well, that's a really good question. So for my larger exams, the ones with the largest number of students, I use the auxiliary gym. That's my biggest testing space. I can set up big tables and a lot of chairs in there. And most importantly, I can leave them there until testing is complete. I just have to make sure I book the entire time with my custodial staff and athletic director. For smaller number of students, I'll sometimes administer exams in a classroom or two. And oftentimes, students who have approved accommodations are tested in a private office belonging to the proctor or some other small private space on campus. And Derek, sometimes we're testing students in all those locations at the same time. It just depends on the exam schedule.
Great information. Thank you. So that's the exam room itself and some different examples. How about seating in the exam room? Can you share some tips and reminders?
Absolutely. There are specific seating policies to follow. They can be found in the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 2, beginning on page 68. There are also some handy diagrams on page 69. Here's what I can share off the top of my head. Desks or tables can be used by students. However, round tables are never allowed. All students need to face the same direction, so they cannot be seated around the same table and cannot be facing each other. A key requirement is making sure there is a minimum of 5 feet of distance between students. Again, no fewer than 5 feet of distance.
Rachel, can I tell a little story? It's a short one.
Of course, yes.
That minimum distance is something I used to be kind of paranoid about. I heard horror stories of exam scores being canceled due to improper seating and spacing in the exam room. I did not want that happening to my students. At the same time, I also knew that asking the custodial crew to set up the gym to exact specifications was going to be a challenge. My solution? A tape measure and blue masking tape. So right before the crew was going to set up the tables and chairs in the gym, I went in and I used the blue masking tape to indicate where each row of tables started and finished. I basically created a seating template on the gym floor. It really wasn't that hard, and it was so worth it. The setup was perfect. Everything was all lined up just right. And we had the minimum distance between students correctly accounted for.
And I bet your custodial crew appreciated that too.
That's a good point. They did. It made setup much easier for them as well.
You know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Always good to be on positive terms with the team that has the key to every room in the building.
For sure. Rachel, what about other things in the exam room? Things besides the desks, tables, and chairs?
2 that come to mind are clocks and posters. We do want a clock that is visible to all students, and preferably a clock that's in the front of them so they don't need to turn their head to check the time. And for posters, we do not want any posters or other signage on the wall that might contain subject-specific instructional materials. You know, like a periodic table on the wall of the room where you're hosting the AP chemistry exam.
Right. That makes sense. Rachel?
Yes, Derek, I see that look on your face. You have another story you want to tell, don't you?
Let's not call it a story. Let's call it a best practice learned through trial and error, specifically my error.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. So earlier I mentioned this great process I had for getting the gym all set up with tables and chairs. We usually did that the Friday before AP exams began. Most often, I had a big group of students scheduled for testing Monday morning, so it was important to be set up in advance.
Right. Okay.
One year, I forgot to block off the calendar for the gym, and over the weekend, an outside group rented the gym for a basketball tournament. You can guess what happened.
Ugh, oh no. I can't.
Yep. They took down all the tables and chairs and did not set them back up. So I walked into the gym Monday morning before the students and proctors, and, well, let's just say I was mortified. I'm so glad there was no one around to see the panicked look on my face.
Yeah. So check the rental calendar for the gym. I am writing that one down. That's a good one. Even though I do check with my athletic director, it's good to check with everyone. Thanks for sharing that.
So, everyone, that's all for this coordinated episode on the exam room. As we said earlier, please join us for Power Hour Live to talk more about it. I'll try not to tell any more horror stories there. We'll put the registration link in the show notes.
And thanks, everyone. We'll be back next week to talk about receiving and storing AP exams. Oh boy, time for me to clean out the school's secure storage closet. We'll talk with you then.
Coordinated is recorded, produced, and engineered by Derek Cometa. Derek also co-authors the show, along with Kimberly Casey and Rachel McBride. Audio review by Elisa Aloyo, Dale Glazer, and Tierra Pinto. Our executive producer is Edward Biederman. Podcast logo, courtesy of the amazingly talented Amy O. Amy is enjoying her senior year at Savannah Arts Academy. We thank Jackie Ray for our theme song, Good as Gold. Jackie is a former AP Music Theory student at Oakton High School. Additional vocal support by myself, Carly Suge, AP Coordinator at Costa Mesa High School in Southern California.
Special thanks to all my colleagues in the AP program for supporting our show. And AP coordinators, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We appreciate you, and for all your support of AP students, you are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.